So apparently, Caitlin Clark, it's her. I'm pretty sure we all know that. We all knew that. Coming into the draft, we knew she was her. Apparently, she's been dominating Angel Reese since they got into the WNBA. And today, we about to watch one of the old videos. Man, shout out to Lo, man. Make sure to like the video. If y'all don't like my video, at least go like Lo video. You know what I mean?
In all honesty, should have never really.
Hold on, my sound. I gotta get my sound right.
So Caitlin Clark just ended a discussion that, in all honesty, should have never really existed. Unfortunately, on this channel, I have not been providing enough WNBA coverage, in particular with Caitlin Clark. Please forgive me, because my goodness, it's been a lot of drama, but more importantly, a lot of really, really good, historically great basketball. And last night was no difference at all. The rivalry that's...
I ain't gonna say I'll be watching the WNBA like that, but every time I see something about the WNBA, it's Shorty right here. I guess, you know, her, you know. Sometimes, but Shorty, 22, go give you the 20.
Sparked a lot of interest in the WNBA. Took center stage for the last time in the regular season just last night. Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark in this final game should be a huge difference maker on who's going to win Rookie of the Year. Now, for many of us, like myself, we already know that Caitlin Clark should win it. I would go as far as to say she should win it borderline unanimously, because that's how dominant she has been. But to be fair to the other side,
and this nigga Gilbert Arenas talk about it should be co-rookie of the year for both of them. No, I'm sorry.
Reese has been a historically great rebounder, not just leading the league in rebounds, but leading all of WNBA history in rebounds, as she's peaking near 13 a game. Crazy. Combine that with the fact that she's a noticeably better defender, and the fact that the Chicago Sky are an embarrassingly bad team when she's off the floor, you could certainly make an argument in the other direction. And to further this point, the first three matchups between these two dominant rookies early on in the year were fairly close, where both of them actually performed really, really well. Yes, Indiana had a 2-1 record against Chicago. However, 2 of those games that they won were at home, and both Reese and Caitlin took turns dominating in those outings as well. So you could very well argue whoever dominated, whichever team won, could certainly be a turning point in the Rookie of the Year race, and we got everything that we were asking for and more. Early in the game, Chicago Sky took a 13-point lead as the Fever's defense, as it normally does, started to fail them. Chicago had some easy looks in transition, and it wasn't just Angel Reese who showed up to play. She certainly had more than enough help. In particular with Lindsay Allen, who came out ridiculously hot with 12 points in the first quarter, and again was a catalyst of what they were producing early on in the game. However, that's about it. There's not really much else to talk about the Sky. Yes, Angel Reese did finish his game with a double-double, as she normally does. However, towards the tail end of this game, and I'll highlight this towards the end of this video, those numbers that she was producing just weren't that impactful at all. And after obtaining the 13-point lead, there really wasn't that impactful at all. And
oh no. 44% from the free throw line? Girl, you gotta work on your jump shot. 44% as a big, like, you a big, for me, you're a big man. I'm pretty, like, you play power forward, right? That's terrible. You gotta at least be like 50%. On 10 points?
Those numbers that she was producing just weren't that impactful at all. And after obtaining the 13-point lead, there really wasn't that much motion for the remainder of the game for Chicago, and Indiana was just overwhelmingly dominant. And leading the charge wasn't just Caitlin Clark with the Fever, but also her running mate, Kelsey Mitchell, in the backcourt as well.
Mitchell be bugging. Every time I see Caitlin Clark, I see Mitchell.
Quarter, where they both scored 10 points apiece.
Is this Diamond Mitchell's sister? This is cousin or something?
And Caitlin took it up another notch, because not only was she scoring with deep 3-pointers, but also passing and playmaking, as she frequently does. Some of the passes that she was making was really hard to believe. Tough reads, just threading the needle in transition. And again, the tough threes, even a logo 3 that ended up tying the game in the second quarter, aided the Fever in mounting a comeback, and they continued to ride it throughout the entire second half. And heading into the second half, a Fever team that found themselves down 13 early on, not only found themselves with a lead, but did so in dominant fashion in the second quarter, as they held Chicago to only 16 points. By halftime, Caitlin Clark already had 15 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, and shooting 6 for 9 from the field, 3 for 5 from behind the arc, and didn't even make a free throw yet. And again, I would be doing a bad job if I didn't bring up Kelsey Mitchell, because it just wasn't Caitlin Clark. Mitchell finished that first half with 18 points her own, with a rebound.
Yo, she's a straight bucket, bro. That's it. She only go score the ball. You give her the ball, you know what's about to happen. That shit got to go up. Do not. Nobody else touching it.
Bound,
she got no assists
from the field, 3 for 4 from behind the arc. And again,
does it matter when she
at the free throw line? It was actually
like that
to watch. And I was actually watching this live on playback.tv/Lowe's Room. And in doing so, I paused and I thought to myself, Caitlin could possibly finish this game with 30 points and 10 assists. At the time, it didn't seem like it was possible, especially if Indiana continued to build on this lead and it started to be a blowout and then Caitlin wouldn't play in the fourth quarter. But again, Caitlin continues to surprise and impress everyone. Because in the third quarter, Caitlin poured in 8 more points, 2 more assists, should have been more if her teammates were able to finish on some of these easy layups that they were getting from her passing. And in the fourth quarter, we got to see what we always love to see, and that is an opposing team getting frustrated at how dominant Caitlin is and just taking it out on her by being overly aggressive and sitting.
She showed to check the fuck out of her. He said, come here.
Her to the free throw line with a bunch of flagrant fouls. Yeah. Even got that as well. It's just crazy how that continues to happen, and they continue to gaslight us and believing that that's just normal. That's just how we always play in a W. Just love to see that excuse come out of nowhere when we actually witness, again, just aggressive play that is completely unnecessary. And because of the great scoring, the tough threes, step back, passing, playmaking, and the unnecessary fouls, Caitlin Clark finishes the game with 31 points, 12 assists, 4 rebounds, shooting 50.
This is what you call a scorer. 90% from the free throw line. She probably only missed that one free throw in the second half. I mean, the first half of the game.
87% from the field, 55% from behind the arc, and 91% from the charity stripe. And just in case you're wondering, she only turned the ball over 3 times. That's it. For those out there who are wondering how impressive that stat line is, Caitlin Clark is now the only rookie in WNBA history to have a 30-point, 10-assist game. And even if we were to remove the rookie qualifier, Caitlin Clark is only the 5th player in WNBA history to have a 30-point, 10-assist game, regardless of their experience in the league. Yes. 5th. To further the historic precedence, Caitlin Clark is the first player in WNBA history to have multiple career games of 25 points, 10 assists, and 5 made 3-pointers or more. She now has 11 double-doubles. That ties the WNBA record for the most double-doubles by a guard in a single season. She now has the most games in a single season with 20 points.
This is some my career shit, my nigga. She's really hurt.
10 assists. And after that game, Caitlin Clark already has more career assists than 78.9% of all.
What's up with y'all? It's been 25 years. And she got more assists than 80% of 25 years of WNBA basketball. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Learn how to pass the ball. The fuck?
All players in WNBA.
Yo, she's really like Magic Johnson and Steph Curry for real. Like,
NBA history. Yes, Caitlin Clark was that historic last night. Don't get me wrong. Once more, Angel Reese finished once more with a double-double. She continued to add to her historically great rebounding season, and she is on pace to not only grab the most rebounds by a rookie in league history, but also just grab the most rebounds, period. However, as someone who has started to watch these games a bit more closely with a keen eye, I am starting to recognize a couple of things with Angel Reese that certainly doesn't sit right with me. Reese was not only still in the game in the fourth quarter once it was already decided, going after boards and putting up points to make sure that she could accomplish the double-double itself, but the finishing around the rim is still really, really bad. I don't necessarily know the numbers after tonight's game. However, I did do some digging myself, and after researching, I realized that shots 8 feet or closer to the basket, Angel Reese is only converting those at 40%, which is really troublesome. And as time has progressed, she's gotten even worse in these regards. Now, in my opinion, this doesn't take too much away from her game. She's still an amazing player, dominant figure on the boards and defensively. And even though, yes, you could put some asterisk or some context into some of her rebounds because she is grabbing some of her own misses, it still doesn't remove the fact that she's one of the greatest rebounders the league has ever seen. But it is still very important to highlight that you have a player who is a clear negative on one side of the floor, and even though, yes, she she is dominant on the boards and a really good defender, that has never, and I do mean never, ever, 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 been close to the same value that we see with someone like Caitlin Clark. Caitlin is literally orchestrating the entire offense. This is someone who has arrived, has immediately made everyone around her better, and in particular, and more importantly, it has translated to a level of winning that this franchise has not seen in nearly a
Damn, son. Y'all been doing bad, bro. Look at this. Nine 25, 628, 13 21, 6 16, 6 26, 6 and 26. How do that even happen? 5 and 31. How do that even happen? That's crazy.
a decade. And actually, this win against Chicago.
And don't get for me. I know it's not just Caitlin Clark doing this, because they got mad draft picks throughout the years because they've been terrible. But Caitlin Clark is the cherry on top, bro. What the fuck? She's her.
Now pushes the Indiana Fever
she
to
on
a
her
500
shit.
ball club, which again is something that this franchise has not
Magic
seen
Johnson
in quite
shit.
some time. But in all honesty, a lot of these things that Caitlin accomplished tonight shouldn't really be that much of a surprise if you've been watching closely. Unlike her rookie counterpart, Caitlin has actually gotten better as the season has progressed. In the last 20 games, she's
like
averaging
that.
19 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, on a
20
true
and 10.
shooting of 60%. In the last 10, her scoring has gone up to around 22 to 23 points per game, where the efficiency is still relatively the same. And since the All-Star / Olympic break, she's looked even better. And it's a break that she
And they cooked them. They cooked them at the All-Star game.
needed. Matter of fact,
The younger
every
girls
rookie needed, because you're basically asking these young women to go from the college game to the pros within a month's amount of time, and very little, if any, break in between. And it was even more difficult for Caitlin in the beginning part of the season, because for the first 11 games, the schedule makers didn't do her any justice at all. In the first 11 games, the Fever played them in like 20 nights. They played some of the best teams in the association: the Connecticut Sun, Las Vegas Aces, New York Liberty, literally some of the best teams in the league, all within an 11-game span, and they did so multiple times. But more importantly, just like every rookie that has ever existed, of course there was going to be a learning curve. So for Caitlin to go through that learning curve while going through a hellacious schedule, while also trying to figure out how to lead a franchise that had not had a winning record in nearly a decade's time, it was a lot. And early on, it did not look great. However, since those first 11 games, it has been undeniably true who has been a more dominant figure in this rookie class. And not only has Caitlin Clark lived up to the expectations, but I would go as far as
I'm pretty sure she's been the best rookie in the last 10 years. 15. When did Lisa Leslie like 1990, right? 1999? What's the other shorty name that be on ESPN? I forgot her name, but
to say she's exceeded them, because I would say Caitlin is not just like clearly the best rookie this season and should win Rookie of the Year honors pretty convincingly, but I would go as far as to say that she should be in the conversation on who should be running up in the
light-skinned shorty from ESPN. Yeah, I know who I'm talking about. She nice. I'm forgetting her name. No disrespect to her.
MVP race. A'ja Wilson should win that award. Let's be very, very clear. But nice who should come second and third? Caitlin Clark is so dominant that she should receive some MVP votes. Very legitimate consideration for being an MVP candidate this season. So sorry to all the Angel Reese fans out there. Reese is an amazing rebounder, a really great defender, and she's doing a lot of things at a historic precedent as well. And we should never marginalize that. However, I do believe it's very silly and foolish to continue to have a conversation that doesn't need to persist. We should take the time out and acknowledge other rookies in this draft class that are looking really great as well. In particular, Rickea Jackson, because she looks amazing. But when it comes to who has been the best rookie of...
Am I on the wrong stats page? I'm just trying to see. Yeah, the rookie tracker, bro. Talk. Camilla Cardoza, she's nice as fuck, obviously. I think she average. What the stats at? points, bro. She only averaged 9 points. Well, she is a rookie, so shit. 9 points, 8 rebounds, 50% from the field. That's good. She's a rookie, so. Akia, okay, that's how you spell her name. What's her stats? You know, stats don't tell the whole story, but they tell part of the story, motherfucker. Shit. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 47%, 47.5%. That's pretty decent as a rookie, right? Like,
of this season. If this last game did not
Caitlyn
cement it in your mind,
nigga,
nothing will. And honestly, we should move on to bigger and better things and talk about how Caitlin Clark isn't just the best rookie that this league may have ever seen, but where does she rank amongst other all-time great players at their absolute best. And again, all of this in her rookie season.
Rookie. Good video by Lo. If y'all know who Lo is, now y'all know. If y'all know who I am, now y'all know, I guess. Man, but I hope y'all like the video. Like, subscribe. Let me know y'all thoughts on the WNBA, on Angel Reese, on Caitlin Clark. Go like Lo video if I haven't said it enough. Feel me? Y'all have a good day, man. We out here.